primary stress bearing areas of maxillary denture, and I am Dr. Chaya Pandey, your mentor. In the previous videos on anatomical landmarks of maxilla, we have learned that our intraoral landmark is basically divided into 4 areas. The first one is supporting structure, second is limiting structure, third is relief area, and the fourth is stress bearing area. We already covered limiting structure. Now in this video we will learn about the stress bearing area in details. Stress bearing areas are of basically 2 types. First one is primary and second is secondary. There are 2 types of primary stress bearing area. First one is hard palate and the second one is posterolateral slope of the residual alveolar ridge. Now the secondary stress bearing area, they are also of 2 types. First one is rugae and the second one is maxillary tuberosity. Now let's see them one by one in details. Primary stress bearing area which are able to resist the vertical force of mastication. That is, they are the area that lie perpendicular to the force directed toward it. Other reason why they are called as primary stress bearing area is that they have adequate submucosa and they have adequate cortical bone below it. Hence they resorb least under the load or pressure. So they are called as primary stress bearing area. They are hard palate and the second one is posterolateral slope of residual alveolar ridge. Let's identify these structures in maxillary cast. First one is hard palate. See this horizontal plate, this is hard palate. Here this is anterior hard palate which include this pink structure rugae, and this is the posterior hard palate. This part is posterior hard palate. Now posterolateral slope of residual alveolar ridge. This pink structure here, this is the residual alveolar ridge. But this is the crest of a residual alveolar ridge where teeth are present. In some books, it is said that it is the secondary stress bearing area. Crest of residual alveolar ridge is the secondary stress bearing area. Here, this lateral slope, these are primary stress bearing area. Now move on to the hard palate in detail. The anterior region of the palate is formed by the palatine shelf of maxillary bone which meet at the center to form the median suture, and the posterior part of the palate is formed by the horizontal plate of palatine bone. See, we already labeled this in the maxillary cast that this is the anterior part of the hard palate and this is the posterior part of the hard palate. Anterior part is basically made up of palatine shelf of the maxillary bone, and here we have median suture, and the posterior part of the hard palate is formed by the horizontal plate of palatine bone. This is the horizontal plate of palatine bone. Now alveolar ridge, the portion of alveolar ridge and its soft tissue covering which remain following the removal of teeth. That is the area where the teeth are present, or we can say that the area left behind after teeth loss. These areas are called alveolar ridge. See here, this area is called as the alveolar ridge where teeth were present before extraction. Now what is the significance of alveolar ridge? It resorbs rapidly following extraction and continues throughout the life in the reduced area. See, as we start losing the teeth, our residual ridge also start resorbing and it continues throughout the life. There are various conditions which decide the resorbing rate of the alveolar ridge. That is, what is the age of the patient, sex of the patient, either it is maxilla or mandible, either there is any medical condition, or the what type of force which are present on the alveolar ridge, etc. etc. Now the submucosa over the ridge has adequate resilience to support the denture. That is why it is called as the primary stress bearing area. If you find this video helpful, do like it and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Icon Shadow. Let's talk dental.